Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, the government is planning to spend $6.4 billion less in the 2020-2021 fiscal year than it did this year.
Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark, in tabling the estimates of expenditure this afternoon, said this is due to a reduction in debt servicing costs.
Now, TVJ News business editor Dashan Hendricks joins us in studio to help break down the numbers. Dashan, where do we start?
Well, Arman, thanks, Ronald, as well. Now, let's just start with a clip from the finance minister, departing from previous years when they just tabled the budget and went home. Today, he tried to explain what the budget is about.
The proposed total expenditure for financial year 2020-2021 is $852.7 billion, and this is $6.4 billion, 0.7% less than the estimated expenditure for this financial year 1920.
So Dashan, what are the factors behind this lower expenditure proposal?
Well, first of all, I want to get to the big number. $852 billion budget tabled today, and that is $6.4 billion has been said already, lower than last year. The main factor behind it is lower debt spending this year. The country will be spending about $287 billion this year on debt, and $30 billion less than last year, simply because we are saving now on debt service costs, because we refinanced some of our debt in previous years, and we are reaping the benefit of that now. By the way, it's just about 33 cents out of every dollar will be spent on the debt this year.
And what will be spent elsewhere?
Well, elsewhere, non-debt expenditure. This year, $527 billion, and that is up $11 billion over last year. So much more spending on the non-debt side, less on the debt side.
Okay, can you go into a bit more details in terms of what that money will be spent on?
Well, certainly. The big spending, wages and salaries, $221 billion this year, and this incorporates a wage and salary increase for public sector workers of about 5% this year, and also some other funds in it for like compensation for health benefits. But it is the final year of the public sector 4-year wage agreement 2017 to 2021, so we expect some more wage negotiations going forward later this year for the public sector as well.
All right, quickly, let's turn to capital projects. How much will be spent and on what?
Well, before we go to capital projects, let me just get back a little bit to some recurrent expenditure, $232 billion there, and this is broken down as such. It's an election year, and they're putting money aside for that. $2.4 billion in the budget for local and general election, which is expected to be called before the end of the next fiscal year, which is March 31, 2021. Some other sums to be spent. They're also preparing to do the census, some $929 million on the census, and $2.9 billion for UTEC as a subvention. On the capital side now, they'll be spending some $74 billion, and a lot of that spending will be going into some works like the Farm Roads Project, the South Coast Road Improvement Project, rural roads, and there is a new program, Biggie, and let me just try to get this. It's boosting innovation, growth, and entrepreneurship ecosystem. They'll be spending about $486 million on that project this year. So a lot of spending to happen. It's an election year, $2.4 billion for that, $852 billion budget.
All right, Dashan, thank you.